Okay, turn it off. That's all we can afford.
What's going on, you guys? Steve here. Consistency. Consistencia. Coyons. Oh yeah. Je parle français. If you've been on social media in the past 5 years, you've heard this word a lot. In music, people harp on social media consistency more than practicing and talent. What does social media consistency even mean? Honestly, it's just being chronically online and tanking your mental health. Realistically, it just means not being a stranger to the timeline or to the feed. It's not about just spamming anything that you have in your camera roll, but we'll get to that. Consistency is one of the many circumstantial things in music that doesn't apply to everyone. Certain artists can go years without posting on social media. They can drop secret albums with no promo and break streaming records, even have some of the biggest moments of their careers. Meanwhile, there's also artists out there who have to spam stories, post every single day, make super self-aware skits and comedy bits to keep people's attention. For most musicians, a consistent social media presence is vital. You can't just make songs, upload them, and call it a day. Most musicians dread making content, and I completely understand. Most people don't get into music because they want to make clips and funny bits like Drewski. That aspect of the industry can feel like a really irrelevant prerequisite. The thing about it though is social media doesn't have to be this daunting task, and that's what this video is about. I've made some changes in my approach to content, and I've seen some rapid growth. I figured I could share with you guys, and we can start an open dialogue. To be clear, I don't have some 4-year degree in social media management. I'm not going to tell you guys how to get 5 billion views and a bunch of followers and likes and this and that. I'm just talking about how to put yourself out there. These are some things that I've become aware of or things that I've changed to improve my consistency online. The first thing is find relevant things that you care about. Social media was always my Achilles heel. I work really hard at what I do, and for the longest time it felt like I was practically begging people to care about it. Even when it came to booking gigs early on, I felt like I was just constantly trying to overprove myself and hey, just letting you know I don't suck. I know I'm not famous, but I know what I'm doing. Trust me, give me a chance. I promise, give me a chance. Please. It felt like I constantly had to do that. And then when I did get opportunities, everybody's eyes got big. They're like, oh snap, he actually doesn't suck. But at face value from my social media, people judge me. Ultimately, I got tired of this happening, and I made a conscious effort to change things. I tried to pinpoint what was going on with my marketing and my branding to where people just thought I was some clueless schmuck, even though I have years upon years of experience. I started by just doom scrolling on famous DJs' Instagrams, not to copy the next person, but just to see what works. What are these people doing that people deem interesting? How can I improve? What can I change or be aware of? What I discovered is that most famous DJs just post action shots from their festivals and shows, or they're just posting really self-aware skits like Drewski to promote their merch, shows, songs, whatever else they have. Personally, I don't like making videos like that, so for me to do that just wouldn't feel right. I feel like it might come off super fake to you guys too. So I mapped out a plan. I opened my notes and I typed out, who is my audience? I admit this is something I've slacked on. I've never done that. I've just kind of made music, posted it, and hoped that my friends and people who follow me cared. That wasn't always the case though, as I'm sure a lot of artists discovered the hard way. Just because people follow you, just because they know you, doesn't mean they're gonna dig your stuff or support you as hard as they do for Shaq and these celebrities. Anyways, while I was brainstorming, trying to come up with concepts and who my target audience is, it made me realize I get a lot of questions and comments, DMs from people who are just curious about my process. Hey, what was it like when you started trying to book gigs? How did you get this person to notice your stuff? How did you get more views on this video than this one? And how do you do this and that? And I'm trying to get here and do this and do that. How did you make this sound in this song? That's why I started this YouTube channel, to try and share my experience and try to make helpful content for others. I hope it's perceived that way anyways. I enjoy making informative content, videos like this. Personally, I don't enjoy making brain rot skits. That's just not something I'm interested in doing. To each their own. I completely get it. Some of them can be funny. That genre of content clearly works for a lot of famous DJs. That's just not something I enjoy. Long story long, posting stuff that you enjoy can alleviate any potential burnout or dread you have towards content creation. Another thing is focusing your content. A big problem I see with a lot of local musicians specifically is their content is all over the place. They're posting one day and then they're ghosting the next month. There's just no consistency with what they're doing. They might be super fired up and motivated, posting every single day for 2 weeks, promoting their music. Awesome, cool rollout. You're working, you're grinding, sick. And then for 3 months, they just ghost, deactivate their account in frustration because only the usual suspects like their posts. Doing stuff like that is a surefire way to failing. I don't think anybody would disagree with me on that. This is the internet, so you'd be surprised. I also see musicians who don't stick to music content. One day they're posting their music, the next day they're posting Laker highlights, the day after that they're posting about yoga and meditation. From what I've realized, your content needs to be focused. If you DJ, people need to know you're a DJ. If you sing, people need to know that you sing. If you rap, You understand what's happening. I'm not saying you can't have any outside interests and make music your whole personality. I have a lot of interests outside of music. I'm into skateboarding, I like video games, I'm into woodworking. I built the desk that I use to produce and practice and DJ and make my content and stuff. I'm also into soldering and restoring old electronics. I may post about those things here and there, but my primary focus on my socials is music. I don't want there to be any type of confusion. I don't want people to look at my profile and say, what the heck am I looking at? Always make sure that your profile is focused. Another thing is making time for content. This is one of the main things that helped me improve. I never had a schedule or any type of system when it came to making content. I would just kind of post pictures and videos from shows or gigs, whatever I had going on if they were fresh. If it was like from a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, like I wouldn't post them again because it's like, oh, this is old. I don't want people to judge me and think I don't have anything going on if I'm just posting the same old photos, and it would just lead me to overthinking and just not posting anything. Now I have a dedicated day out of the week where I record content. Having a schedule for filming ensures that I'm not letting days, weeks, months, even years go by without posting anything. You don't need a lot of time. You'd be surprised how many clips you can get out in like 20-30 minutes of just filming yourself DJing or talking about various topics. Something I've become aware of is also just thinking that I have nothing to post. I've talked to a lot of artists and DJs, and a reoccurring theme is that people may feel that, oh, because I'm not getting booked every single weekend, I don't have a lot of videos to post, I don't have a lot of pictures like Ray Volpe does or John Summit, and all these guys are always posting that they're coming out of private jets and doing this and that, and I don't have any of that. I hate toxic positivity in music, but there's always something to post. This is something I've become aware of myself. It's something that I've changed, and it's helped me a lot. For the longest time, I thought that, oh, if I don't have a gig or something going on where I have a bunch of pictures and videos, like I have nothing to post, nobody's gonna care. That's the only stuff that gets the likes and the clicks and comments. It's not true. If you're in a rough spot in your career, maybe the promoters in your hometown aren't taking you serious, nobody's booking you and giving you a chance, talk about it. Share your story. You'd be surprised how many people might relate to you. If things are going super well in your career, also talk about that. What are the things that you changed and improved to be taken more serious? Film yourself practicing. If you discovered some cool music transitions, film it, post it. Something a lot of people do is just posting Throwback Thursdays. Every post you make doesn't need to be from today or yesterday. Like, it's okay to post older clips. That's something I've even seen bigger channels and bigger artists do. If they have a post or a reel or a clip or something that goes super viral, they'll post that thing again. There's no expiration date on your videos, your pictures, and things that you've done. If there's a cool trick that you know, film it. If you discovered a shortcut on your computer, share it. Literally everything is content. The knowledge you have could be mind-blowing to the next person who doesn't know. So definitely don't be afraid to share. I've made some production tutorials, and there's a couple shortcuts that I did within the videos, and I have people in the comments that are like, hey bro, I never knew that you could do that. Small stuff like that could help the next person. Another thing that's helped me be consistent is just chopping up my clips and scheduling them. I got this idea from LaRussell and Tim the Tapman. Tim the Tapman is a video game streamer. He goes live a couple days a week. He'll cut up the clips from those couple streams and spread them and post them over the next couple months. I started adopting this, and now there's not so many gaps and inconsistencies between the days that I post. I could record a video like this in 20 minutes and then chop that down and make up a good amount of clips out of the 20 minutes. I saw an interview LaRussell did where he was talking about scheduling his posts, and it's really helped me out since I've tried doing that. Even if you don't have shows booked, even if you're not filming anything, you could be tired, sick, in bed, you still have posts. Another thing I've done is leaning into what works. If I switch up my content and I make something that performs better than the other stuff I've been doing in the past, I'll ride that wave and I'll keep making it. If people say, oh, this type of video was sick, I really like that you did this, I'll make another one. And by doing that, I've built consistency and more support within my following. The last thing is to not beat yourself up over the numbers. Whether you get 5 likes or 5 million likes, keep trying. I see a lot of musicians that get frustrated because only the usual suspects like their posts. They may be trying harder, they may be more fired up, putting more effort into things, but their numbers aren't changing and they fold. I felt it, I'm not above it. It can be super frustrating. The thing that I've changed is my mindset. Failure to me is an opportunity to improve. If I make a video and it flops, okay, that didn't work. Let me try this. If I make a certain type of song that's not received well, I'm still gonna do what I wanna do. But okay, let me experiment with this. Let me try this. Let me play with this. What if I tweak this a certain way? Don't be afraid to try different ideas and see what sticks. If it's not working, pivot. Don't get frustrated. Change it. I'm sure somebody's going to be like, oh, you're not famous and you're not this and that, so what does it matter how you think about this? Well, I'm starting to zero in on what my audience cares about. I'm very thankful Some of my posts, some of my shorts, some of my reels are pulling thousands of views, which is crazy to me because I've never had anything like that in my career. I attribute that to just trying more. I've kind of gotten over that feeling where I feel like I need to prove myself to people, or like, oh, this doesn't work, so I'm gonna quit and get frustrated because it's not going viral. Nah, bro, I'm proud of this. I'm putting it out there. I used to trip on the numbers and stuff like that, but now I just try to make the best stuff that I possibly can, whether it's music, videos, graphics, whatever. My focus is just entertaining the people who care and being better than I was yesterday. I totally get it. Getting booked at clubs, getting booked at festivals, getting signed to labels, they care about the numbers, and you gotta be famous and you gotta know this guy. We gotta be best friends since 3rd grade if I'm gonna book you. Like, I get it. I just want to make dope stuff. I don't care about the numbers. Like, I'm aware of them. I try to put myself out there and build. Thankfully, my numbers are growing, but that's not my driving focus. Is I gotta be famous. I need attention. Like, I don't care about that. As long as you keep trying, that's all that really matters. The right people will appreciate it. You just have to keep trying to find your audience. That's what I've realized. Low numbers don't mean you suck. It just means people aren't seeing it. The people who appreciate it aren't seeing it. Anytime I've been rejected, something better always came along. When I was having a tough time DJing around Ventura, the day after I quit, I was on a boat with Steve Aoki for Dim Mak Afloat. When the bars in my hometown wouldn't take me serious because I wasn't all buddy-buddy with everybody since middle school, Insomniac called me, and I got on a couple tours with them. Regardless of your numbers, if it's working or not, keep trying. Genuinely, keep trying. Not every L is an L. I've applied these things to my career, and I've seen some huge changes. I hope this is beneficial to you guys. If you have any other ideas, things that have helped you, drop a comment. If you disagree, also drop a comment. That's all I really got. As always, I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one.